Well, we have. So that clears that up. Let's head to the Criminal Affairs Department.
The main server just went up in smoke. Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already. Yeah, and there's a problem with the internet too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my ancient soap operas. It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No! Just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend.
Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big.
Huh? What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe.
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay.
Huh?
We've got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus! A virus!
A virus?
There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system.
But I really need to ask you some questions.
Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes.
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there.
Ah, we're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information.
Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems that it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed calling in all their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady.
Alright, I get the picture. Hey, wait a minute. What did he just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick?
We better find out what the story is with this lady.
So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know.
What?
Look, I just go with the flow, right, pal?
And here I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable.
What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage.
Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode?
No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PCs here in the station. A virus could wipe out all of that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa, that's scary.
Yeah, and what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious.
Infectious?
Most computers are connected together on a network, right?
A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster.
Just like a real virus, huh?
But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal?
No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible.
Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Godot so he catches a cold.
Right. Then he wouldn't be able to turn up at court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Who, what, where, when, and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage.
And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before.
The name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. Detective Gumshoe, about this.
What? I'm trying to concentrate on Maggie and this virus, so I... This is it, that stupid name, I remember it now.
I thought so. Here it comes. Don't just nod to yourself and keep me in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it.
The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD, that's the name of the virus, MC Bomber.
What?
Yeah, the virus that just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber.
Can you give us any more details, please?
We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands to the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they?
I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess.
And now the virus has been released, huh?
Yeah, it's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival.
All this stuff with criminals and viruses, it almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the route of this virus on the black market.
You mean someone put this virus up for sale?
Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal.
In the millions? A virus can be worth that much? Well, how about that?
That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal.
What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse?
Her name's Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini.
Bruto Cadaverini? Do you know who that is, Nick? Never heard of him.
Bruto Cadaverini's the boss of the Cadaverini family.
The Cadaverinis? That's one scary-sounding name.
We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you?
No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis?
Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who.
You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about?
Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, these guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah.
Moolah? As in...
They pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market.
The black market, huh? And that includes Tender Lender, I take it.
Sure, no one stands up to Bruto Cadaverini, and I mean no one.
Interesting. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then?
Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. She means everything to him.
So, how did she end up at Tender Lender?
I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss at Tender Lender are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it said in a file I read related to May's case.
Sounds like a pretty important clue.
Ah, I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing.
And that is?
You know, the lunchbox. How did everything go?
Lunchbox? You remember the weenies?
I ate weenies!
Oh, yeah, those weenies.
So, how do my weenies taste when they went down the hatch?
Huh? Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what you said? Really?
Well, not exactly.
Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared.
Prepared? What do you mean?
I made a jumbo lunchbox.
Oh.
Do me a favor again, huh, pal, and deliver this?
This sure is a heavy burden, in more ways than one.
I could just imagine Maggie's eyes sparkling with joy when you bring it in.
Weenies again, Nick? Don't tell me I don't have to eat all of these, too. I really can't eat anymore. And we just don't have the heart to tell him, do we? Alright, we have everything in our possession now to, take care of any Cyclops that, that we can come across. We've come across 2 sets of psych blocks, so let's go to Tenderlender first. Alright. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Where is that repair bill? Here it is. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis?
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong, and this is why. This man is your grandfather. I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. A bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away?
If they'd stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? Could the person who committed the hit and run have been this dude? It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect that it was him, too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Well, it wasn't exactly a bike. It was something that looks like a bike, but, you know. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigre. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible. Perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very, very, very expensive.
She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him.
Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Because of this person. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money?
$1 million.
Damn.
4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I need the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure.
Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big.
They said the operation cost $1 million.
$1 million bucks?
My grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation.
Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle the score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks? This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather. But I knew that wasn't really true.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
What he did to get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him.
You helped him? In what way?
Here, take these.
What are these? Medical papers?
I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse.
Wow, I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are 2 things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Alright. Now we have one other psych block to deal with. And that is way over at Blue Screens Incorporated. Alright, let's take this on. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. L was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service. What's she talking about? I guess I'd better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. L's troubles have something to do with this? What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets, all losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Why did I get a whiff of hypocrisy just now? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn L. He had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elk's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? There is, of course, the lottery. The lottery, horse racing, he bought a lot of tickets and lost a lot of times. That's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps. You are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example. Do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? For $500,000. Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? It's true that Mr. Elk won $500,000, in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. And it has to do with why a certain date is marked on this calendar. Mr. Elg met with someone on the day he was killed. He even made a note on this calendar about the meeting. Meet with the tiger. What is the relevance of that? Are you trying to suggest Glenn was meeting him to discuss his debt? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I have never heard anything about this tiger before. Maybe he's not even human. Maybe he really is a tiger. I'm no programmer, but does she really expect me to buy such messed up logic? In that case, I think it's time to introduce you to the tiger. Take that! Furio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about it would be his debt. It's true that Glenn had rocked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch! But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay, so the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I could get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this? Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infected computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber! Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations. Where do you come up with these ideas? So it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was a work of genius. In a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable! Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, that is marked on his calendar, that was his deadline for repaying his debts. I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. It's just thrown back onto the damn floor where it came from. Use the trash can, Nick! Alright. So, we were gonna try and get some more information out of Mr. Armstrong, weren't we? Hey, bonjour! I have been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, he hasn't got anything to say to you, fellas.
Ah, it's Zinehop.
Who you calling Zinehop?
Ah! Come out from under the table already, Maya.
Okay, hand it over.
What?
Yous wanna play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers, now!
Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you.
Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. Yous wanna know what's sad? I'll tell yous what's sad, and it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power 'cause she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad.
I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off.
Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two.
Oui. Mr. Armstrong? Forgive me, désolé, I cannot argue with him. That really hurt.
Is that all you got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter.
Wait!
Don't take it too hard, Phoenix, right?
That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Ugh.
Hold it, pal!
Detective Gumshoe?
Detective? You think you gonna stop me, copper? Beat it!
Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys, get out of here! Leave this guy to me! But,
Go, pal, and take this! If you get hurt, who'd look after Maggie, huh?
alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind! Well, that was a close call. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow, in court. Tender Lender is going down. And we will continue with the trial next time! See you then!